on the day I got engaged to Elias. His childhood sweetheart caused a scene at our engagement party. She went so far as to slit her wrists. The engagement ceremony was ruined, and I was exhausted. Chapter 1. Outside the emergency room, everyone was in a panic, including Elias. Only my expression remained cold, indifferent, tired. She's out, she's out. The light above the emergency room went out. The door opened, and a doctor in a white coat walked out. She's fine. We managed to save her. Everyone sighed in relief, even I did. I took off the white veil from my head, held it in my hand, and dragged my long skirt as I walked toward Elias, who was still catching his breath. When he saw me, he reached for my hand, a weary smile on his face. Thank God she's okay. Yes. Thank God. If something really had happened, Elias wouldn't be able to live with it, and neither would I. After all, I'm not the kind of person who would force someone to die for the sake of love. At his parents' insistence, Elias went with Amelia to her hospital room, while I sat slumped in the corridor, leaning against the cold wall. Soon, 4 people stood before me. Amelia's mother's eyes were red. Eva, I know you're a good girl, but you've seen how deeply Amelia loves Elias. If you stay with him, who knows if next time she'll even survive. Amelia's father glared at me with open hostility. Amelia and Elias grew up together. We always thought they'd end up together. Elias chose you only because he's young and impulsive. Once he matures, he'll go back to Amelia. Elias's mother looked at me with pleading eyes. I know this isn't fair to you, but can't you please let Elias and Amelia be together? I know my son, he may act indifferent, but he's dying inside. They've been close since they were kids. Elias's father grumbled angrily, his tone full of reproach. I told you before they shouldn't be together. But you insisted young people should make their own choices. Now look what's happened. This is all you're doing. The 4 of them stood united, forcing me to break up with Elias. Elias and I have been together for 3 years. Every time we got a little closer, Amelia would spiral into another episode of depression. She's taken sleeping pills at least 10 times, stood on rooftops 7 times, and slit her wrists 5 times. Each time, Elias was overcome with guilt and self-blame. We lived like secret lovers, sneaking around like fugitives. Our love was something that could never see the light of day. And now, when we finally managed to get engaged in secret, she appeared out of nowhere and cut her wrists again. 3-legged toads may be rare, but 2-legged men are everywhere. Yet she insists on dying over this one. She must have something wrong with her head. Honestly, they don't even need to pressure me. After what happened today, I'm already terrified. I'm scared Amelia will really die, and that guilt will follow me forever. I'm also scared that if she's truly mentally unstable, Elias, her childhood sweetheart, might get infected by her madness too. I can't take that gamble. I value my life too much. Chapter 2. But breaking up is something that needs to be said face to face. Uncle, aunties, you don't need to persuade me. I was already planning to end things. I pushed myself up from the ground. Since Amelia's fine, I'll head home first. I'm really exhausted. Under the stunned gazes of 4 elders, I calmly walked toward the hospital exit. Back at the apartment we bought together, I went straight to bed without the slightest guilt. What I said today was enough to make those 4 elders use every possible trick to keep Elias by Amelia's side. Sure enough, Elias didn't come home that night, not a single call, not even a message. But since we were already breaking up, I didn't care whether he came home or not. Back in college, Elias chased me for 4 whole years. He said I was his first love. After graduation, he even followed me to the city where I worked. He was so persistent that I finally gave in. If I had known he had a childhood sweetheart who tried to kill herself every time he looked at another woman, I wouldn't have dated him even if someone paid me. 3 days later, Elias finally came back. He looked haggard, his face drawn and pale. When he saw me, his eyes were filled with hurt. Eva, I'm so tired. Seeing his exhaustion and need for comfort, I hesitated for a second, but I knew staying with him meant living in constant fear. The weariness came flooding back. If you don't cut it clean, chaos will follow. I took off my ring and handed it to him. Elias, we're not right for each other. Let's just end it. His tired expression froze. replaced by shock, as if a bucket of ice water had been poured over his head. He grabbed my hand tightly. Eva? What are you saying? End it? Because I haven't been home these days? Listen to me, Amelia. I yanked my hand back, almost dropping the ring. Stop. Don't mention Amelia. Every time you say her name, I feel physically sick, and seeing you makes it worse. I brushed past him and went to the walk-in closet, pulling out the biggest suitcase I had. This has nothing to do with your precious childhood sweetheart. I just think being with you shortens my life expectancy. He blocked the doorway, his tall frame full of tension, his eyes red. Shortens your life? Eva, we've been together 7 years, 4 in college, 3 after, and just because I took care of Amelia, you want to erase everything? Don't you know how much I love you? I laughed coldly, shoving clothes into the suitcase. Elias, your love is too heavy. It comes with a bonus, a childhood sweetheart who might slit her wrists any moment. Your love means living every day under the shadow of. If she really dies, we'll be the ones to blame. Sorry. I value my life too much to play this kind of thrill-seeking game. I zipped the suitcase shut with a sharp, metallic sound. The ring's yours. Let's end this cleanly. As for this apartment, live here if you want. Sell it if you don't. Just transfer me half of what it's worth. I don't agree, he growled, grabbing the suitcase handle. Why do you get to say it's over? Amelia tried to kill herself. We grew up together. I can't ignore her. What did I do wrong? Because I spent a few days taking care of her? She almost died. Eva, can't you stop being so cold-blooded? I almost laughed out of anger, yanking the handle back. But he wouldn't let go. Fine. I'm cold-blooded, Elias. Let me tell you something, I've had enough. I've had enough of your self-destructive sweetheart. To protect her fragile feelings, I've turned into the mistress who has to hide in the dark. I've had enough of you rushing to her side every time she flinches, leaving me behind like I don't exist. I've had enough of both your families looking at me like I'm the homewrecker who forced myself into your lives. And I've really had enough of living in fear. Terrified that one day I'll open my phone and see the headline Amelia's suicide attempt succeeds. And everyone, including you, will look at me with that "it's all your fault" stare. Elias, your love is poison wrapped in sugar, and I'm afraid of dying, so I'm done eating it. I dropped the suitcase and reached for another bag to pack my valuables. Let go, or I'll call the police and report you for unlawful confinement. He froze, his hand tightening and loosening again, torn between pain and confusion. It's not like that. Eva, I love you. Amelia's just sick. She needs help. If you don't want me to, I swear I won't see her again. Please. Believe me, won't see her again? Elias, do you really think that's possible? With your endless tolerance and your family's blind indulgence, you'll never get rid of her, not in this lifetime. I've figured it out. Being with me only triggers her. The best solution is for us to separate. That way she won't keep trying to die. You won't be exhausted. And I can finally live like a normal person. I grabbed my bag and my laptop. I stayed just to say this clearly. Let's end this peacefully. I held tight to my luggage. Let go. I'm tired. Just let me go. He finally released his grip, his face full of hurt. Eva, I know you're angry. It's my fault. I didn't take care of your feelings. If you want to move out, I'll agree. Calm down. I'll give you space. But breaking up, that I won't agree to. I gave him one last, exhausted look, picked up my suitcase, and walked out the door. The moment it closed behind me, I heard something shatter inside. Chapter 3, with nowhere else to go. I checked into a hotel. Elias called every day, but I hung up without hesitation every single time. His messages on WeChat kept increasing too. Just like when we had first fallen in love, he'd share his daily life, cook my favorite dishes every day, and deliver them to my office, even when I refused to see him, even when I outright rejected him. He kept showing up, relentless as ever. He stubbornly believed that we hadn't broken up. My coworkers started to persuade me. Come on, every couple fights. Don't be so hard on him. A man like that doesn't come twice in a lifetime. When he once again bought afternoon tea for everyone in the office, I finally pulled him into a quiet corner. Elias, I said, my tone calm but firm. We've broken up. Please stop doing this, okay? You're making things really hard for me. Elias suddenly pulled me into his arms, his voice trembling. Eva, I don't agree to breaking up. Let's not separate, please? Tell me what I did wrong. I'll change. As long as you don't leave me, I'll change everything. Eva, we love each other so much. Please don't give up on me so easily. For a brief second, I almost gave in. The warmth of his embrace felt achingly familiar, but I quickly pushed him away, wiping my face. Elias, I made myself very clear that day. Your love can't fix Amelia's problems. And it can't erase the constant fear she brings, that she might kill herself at any moment. I'm exhausted. Elias, I don't want to live like this, always on edge. Before I could finish, his phone rang with that piercing ringtone, the one he had set just for Amelia. I looked at the caller ID and gave a faint, cold smile. Go ahead and answer it. You don't want to regret it later. If something happens to her. Elias looked at me, torn and conflicted, but eventually picked up the call. Amelia, I told you. Stop calling me. Don't. A woman's panicked voice cut in. This is Amelia's mother. Come to the hospital, please. Amelia woke up and didn't see you. She's cut her wrists again. I'm begging you. Please come see her. She grew up with you. Elias, please. I'm begging you. Her voice cracked into sobs. As expected. Elias froze, then panicked. Eva, wait for me a second. Amelia, her mom called. She's in bad shape again. I'll be right back. I watched his figure rush away, and I laughed, a sharp, bitter laugh. See? It's always like this. There's always something, someone, more important, more urgent than me. There's always an Amelia, ready to hurt herself just to pull him back. Even now, when he was begging me to take him back, she could make him drop everything and run. I was so tired, more tired than I'd ever been in my life. For the first time, I wanted to leave the city, to run far, far away. To hell with these people and this suffocating drama. But as my finger swiped across my phone, I saw the work group chat filled with messages about the progress of our big project. And just like that, the impulse died. To throw away years of hard work for a man? Not worth it. Chapter 4. Elias disappeared again, 2 whole days without a word. 2 days later, Amelia showed up in front of me. She looked pitiful, eyes red and wet, and began to beg. Eva, please give Elias back to me, okay? I can't live without him. Last time when I slit my wrists, I really didn't want to live anymore. I just wanted to bless you both. But Elias doesn't want me to die. He still cares about me, protects me, he still loves me. So please, I'm begging you, give him back to me. I'll do anything you want if you just give him back. Eva, I want to live, please. Save my life and give Elias back to me. She clutched my arm, her fingers ice cold and trembling uncontrollably, the touch of someone on the edge of madness. A wave of disgust surged straight to my head. For 3 years, she had used her own life as a weapon to threaten me. Even after I broke up with Elias, she was still haunting me. I yanked my arm free and stepped back, widening the distance. Amelia, listen carefully. Elias and I are over. Completely. If you have the ability, go make him marry you, but leave me alone. And another thing, your life is yours. If you can't handle it, that's your problem, not mine. If you're sick, go see a doctor. Stop running around acting insane. My indifference must have hit a nerve. She suddenly raised her head, tears still hanging on her lashes. But her eyes gleamed with wild, manic fury. You're lying. You're still with him, aren't you? You're seducing him again. That's why he keeps looking for you. Why won't he come back to me? Why won't he marry me? He's afraid I'll get hurt. Afraid I'll die. That means he cares. That means he loves me. It's you. You're the one keeping him from me, aren't you? You won't let him marry me. You witch. She took a step forward, her voice shrill and distorted. Get out. Leave this city. Stop clinging to Elias. If you leave, he'll marry me. He'll come back to me. Just go. Get out. I almost laughed, out of pure rage. Are you actually insane? Whether I leave or not is my business, not yours. And I'll say this one last time, stay away from me. Her fragile expression hardened in an instant, replaced by a look of crazed determination. Fine. You won't leave? Then I'll die right in front of you. I'll die at your company's front door. I'll make everyone see it, that you stole my boyfriend and drove me to death. You're a homewrecker, a shameless woman. And with that, she began shouting loudly. Everyone look! This woman's name is Eva, she stole my boyfriend. She's a mistress, a disgusting woman. It was rush hour. The area outside the office building was crowded. Her screaming drew a sea of curious onlookers. Isn't that the marketing manager, Eva? So she stole someone's man? No wonder she got promoted so fast, probably slept her way up. Shameless. Serves her right that the real girlfriend came to confront her. Amelia stood there triumphantly, watching me with satisfaction. Everyone, be my witness. This woman named Eva, she's the one who stole my boyfriend and drove me to my death. The crowd grew louder, their whispers sharp and venomous. My anger boiled over as I stared at Amelia's smug face and the people's cruel speculation. Amelia, I'm not your father or your mother. Whether you live or die, I couldn't care less. If you want to die, go do it somewhere far away. Don't pollute my sight. I turned to leave. A lunatic like her, whatever she did had nothing to do with me. But then came the sound, the shriek of brakes tearing through the air. I spun around, my heart stopped cold. Amelia had actually run into the street. A black sedan screeched to a halt, stopping barely half a meter from her body. The driver, pale with shock, rolled down the window and yelled furiously. What the hell is wrong with you? If you want to die, go do it somewhere else. Don't drag me into it. Amelia collapsed in the middle of the road, her face white as a ghost, trembling uncontrollably. Chapter 5. Amelia! A familiar, heart-wrenching roar tore through the air. Elias rushed forward like a gust of wind, grabbing the limp Amelia from the middle of the street and dragging her back to the curb. He held her tightly, trembling as he checked her all over. Amelia, are you okay? Did you get hurt? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Then he suddenly looked up, right at me, still frozen where I stood. Those eyes that had once been full of tenderness and love now burned with fury, disappointment, and something even deeper. Hatred. Eva, what did you do to Amelia? She was getting better. She promised me she wouldn't hurt herself again. She said she was coming to apologize to you. So why would she suddenly want to die again? What did you do? Did you trigger her? Even if it's all my fault. She's sick. Eva, how could you provoke her? The people around us started whispering. I heard that woman say it herself. She told the lady to go die somewhere else so she wouldn't have to look at her. Yeah, I didn't expect it. Such a pretty face. But such a poisonous heart. If she hadn't said that, the poor girl wouldn't have run into traffic. Elias stared at me in disbelief. Eva, when did you become so cruel? Do you hate her that much, hate her enough to drive her to death? In his arms, Amelia sobbed softly, her fingers clutching his shirt like it was her lifeline. She didn't run into the street early, nor late, only the moment Elias appeared. She did this to herself, not because of me. So why was I the one being blamed? The humiliation of being wronged, the rage of being misunderstood, the years of suppressed frustration, they all exploded inside my chest like a volcano, burning everything in their path. Watching him hold her, hearing his blind accusations, seeing that unmistakable look in his eyes, the look that said you're the murderer, something inside me snapped. Elias, are you ****ing blind? It was her. That lunatic came to me begging me to give you back to her. I told her we broke up and told her to get lost, and she lost it again. Ran straight into traffic. She wanted to die in front of me, that's on her. What did you expect me to do? Get on my knees and beg her not to? Whether she lives or dies. What the hell does that have to do with me? I'm not her damn mother. Elias froze, stunned by my outburst, then instinctively retorted. She's sick. You should have gone easy on her. What she? Rage surged through me, burning up every last shred of restraint. My hands trembled as I pointed at the two of them. You two, one's got water in her brain. The other's been kicked in the head by a donkey. You're a match made in hell, a perfect pair of lunatics. Both sick. And not just a little. And you, Elias, this pathetic woman's constant suicide drama is all your fault. You've spoiled her rotten. You know she's mentally unstable, and yet you keep enabling her without limits. She throws a tantrum, and you feel sorry for her. She cries, and you compromise. She slits her wrists, and you drop everything, even your fiancé, just to stay by her side. Now she runs into traffic, and there you go again, rushing in like some damn savior. If you care about her that much, if you can't let her go, then why the hell did you chase me? Why drag me into this cesspool you two call love? I suddenly swung my finger toward Amelia, who shrank back into Elias's arms in fright. And you, Amelia, other than using your pathetic life as a weapon, what else are you capable of? Sleeping pills, jumping off buildings, cutting your wrists, and now what? Car accidents? You think the world will stop spinning when you die? Let me tell you something, if you die, it won't mean a damn thing. If you want to die, do it far away, somewhere quiet, where no one has to see your pathetic act. Stop disgusting me already. The two of you are perfect for each other, a match made in hell. You should lock yourselves up, swallow the key, and stay that way forever. May you destroy each other for life. Just stop contaminating my air. After shouting all that, I felt the suffocating weight in my chest finally release. But what followed was a deeper exhaustion, a bone-deep, icy emptiness. The crowd fell silent. Only Amelia's muffled sobs and Elias's heavy breathing broke the stillness. Elias's face had turned ashen. His arms around Amelia were stiff as stone. He seemed to want to speak, his lips moved, but no sound came. Finally, he just looked at me, a look so complex and foreign it chilled me. Shock, embarrassment, and perhaps a flash of shame. The kind that comes when the truth cuts too close. Amelia, still in his arms, glared at me through tears. Her expression twisted, half fear, half hatred. Then Elias's voice came, hoarse but sharp as a blade. Apologize. Eva, you know Amelia is sick, and you still provoked her. You owe her an apology, even if you're my fiancé. That doesn't mean you can go too far. I let out a short, bitter laugh. Your fiancé? Do I need to remind you that our engagement ceremony never even finished because of the woman in your arms slitting her wrists? We're already done, Elias. And you're still calling me your fiancé? Are you out of your mind? You want me to apologize to this manipulative psycho who uses her life as leverage? You're the one who needs therapy. I took a deep breath, casting one last look at the pair clinging to each other. Two tragic lovers who acted like the whole world was against them. I felt nothing but disgust. Remember what I said, lock yourselves up and stop bothering me. Just the sight of you makes me sick. I turned on my heel, pushing through the crowd. My back straight, my steps steady. I didn't look back once. Behind me, Elias's voice roared, full of barely restrained fury. Eva, stop. I told you, I don't agree to break up. You're still my fiancé. I ignored him completely. There was only one thought echoing in my mind. Go, leave, get out of this damned place. Maybe the heavens finally took pity on me. Because a few days later, the company's upper management called me in. They said, due to business expansion, they needed someone to take charge of the newly established southern branch. For at least a year, it was a rare opportunity, a challenge, too. I didn't hesitate for a second. All right, I said, I'll go. Chapter 6. The plane pierced through the clouds, leaving behind that suffocating city and every memory that came with it. Watching the rolling sea of clouds outside the window, I finally felt something I hadn't felt in years, relief. Raw and weightless, like surviving a disaster. The air in the south was humid and warm, carrying the faint scent of flowers I didn't recognize. Work was overwhelming, endless tasks, meetings, and reports, but that chaos became the best kind of anesthetic. I told myself that distance and time could bury all the absurdity that had once chained me to that northern city. I changed my phone number, blocked Elias on WeChat, and cut off every last thread connecting me to the past. For a while, I believed I was finally free, until one night, after a long overtime shift, I got home to my small rented apartment, collapsed on the couch, and absent-mindedly scrolled through social media. A notification from a mutual friend, someone I'd almost forgotten, flooded my feed with live stream links. A chill crawled up my spine the moment I read the headline. Heir of a wealthy family attempts suicide after heartbreak, begging his ex to take him back. It felt like an invisible hand clamped around my heart, crushing it. Cold dread and sheer disbelief surged to my head all at once. My fingers trembled as I tapped the link. The live footage was shaky, the wind howled through the mic. I recognized the place instantly, the rooftop of Elias's family's corporate building. He was standing barefoot on the narrow edge of the rooftop, his white shirt whipping against his thin, fragile frame. Beneath him, flashing police lights, fire department safety cushions, and a sea of onlookers. The live chat comments were exploding. Oh my god, he's really going to jump? That woman Eva must have a heart of stone. All this for a woman? But wow, he's so devoted, she's ruthless to drive him this far. Who's Eva? How can someone be so cold-blooded? He's about to die. At Eva, if you're watching this, please say something. Saving a life is worth more than pride. Yeah, just talk to him first. Once he calms down you can explain. Do you want his death on your conscience? Tisk. How cruel can a woman be? He loves her so much and she's pushing him to suicide. Heartless. And then, through the phone screen, Elias's voice, hoarse, trembling, shattered. He was talking to the camera, or maybe to the ghost of me he believed was watching. Eva. Eva, I know you're seeing this. You blocked me. You're hiding from me. I'm going insane. I was wrong. I swear I was wrong. I shouldn't have defended Amelia. Shouldn't have hurt you. Just come back, please, if you agree to take me back. I'll do anything you say. From now on, whether Amelia lives or dies, I, Elias, won't care. I swear it. He staggered forward a step. Screams erupted from below. Eva, please, just say something. Promise me we'll get back together. If you don't, I'll jump. I mean it. Without you, my life has no meaning. Can you really watch me die? We spent 4 years in college, 3 more working and loving each other. We just got engaged a few days ago. How can you throw me away like that? You know how much I love you. Eva, answer me. Do you really want to drive me to death? If dying is what you want to see, then fine, I'll die. As long as it makes you happy. He took another step closer to the edge. One more, and he'd be gone. Rage and fear clashed violently in my chest, burning and suffocating all at once. Again, the same old trick, using death as a leash to drag me back. Was this some hereditary curse between his family and Amelia's? This twisted need to manipulate through self-destruction? I grabbed my phone and, almost by instinct, hit the join live button. Maybe the system glitched, or maybe someone on Elias's side accepted it. But within seconds, my face and voice appeared on that live broadcast. A broadcast watched by millions. A public execution of my morality. Chapter 7. Elias! Are you ****ing brain damaged? Did a door slam your head shut and then a donkey kick it open again? Or has that lunatic Amelia finally infected you completely? In the live broadcast, Elias flinched hard. His bloodshot eyes widened, gleaming with a sick kind of hope. Eva? Eva, you're talking to me? You do care. I knew it. Let's get back together. Please. I can't live without you. Shut up. I roared, my voice shaking with fury. Go on. Jump. If you've got the guts. Do it right now. If I even frown when you splatter, I'll take your damn surname. My chest was heaving violently. Months of buried rage, the constant torment, Amelia's endless suicide threats, the suffocating guilt and moral blackmail, all of it erupted at once, volcanic and unstoppable. I was done being held hostage. You think your death would make me blame myself? Feel guilty? Be moved by your so-called love until I cry and regret everything forever? Pa, keep dreaming, you delusional idiot. You're nothing but a pathetic, spineless coward. A useless fool who thinks waving death around like a trophy will make me crawl back to you. You're emotionally blackmailing me, and the entire public, just to force me into pitying you? You disgust me. Even your ancestors must be flipping in their coffins at the sheer shame of having spawned something as cheap as this. You and that wrist-slashing, car-crashing lunatic Amelia, you're a perfect pair. Truly one-of-a-kind freaks. A match made in hell. Two walking disasters who weaponize death for sympathy and call it love. You deserve each other. Lock yourselves up together. And I'll throw the key straight into a volcano so it melts. Go to hell, both of you, and torment each other until the universe ends. Just stop polluting this world with your pathetic drama. My voice echoed through the live stream, every syllable burning with fury and finality. The chat exploded instantly. Holy crap! Is this woman insane? She's cursing out a guy about to jump? She's cold as ice. How can she say that? Okay, sure. What he did was emotional blackmail, but damn, this woman's mouth is vicious. Isn't she afraid she'll push him over the edge? She'll regret it forever if he really jumps. That's it. She pushed him too far. He's definitely going to jump now. She's heartless. How can she be so cold? No compassion at all? If a man loved me like that, I'd have said yes ages ago. Honestly, they're both insane. Lock them up together and throw away the key. The comments scrolled endlessly across the live chat. Elias's faint spark of hope froze on his face. His eyes turned hollow, blank, lifeless, as if his soul had been pulled right out of him. Eva, you really hate me that much? He murmured weakly, his body inching another half step toward the abyss. Yes, I said flatly, my gaze cold as steel. I hate you. I hate people like you, lunatics who use their own lives as weapons. If you're going to jump, then stop stalling like a coward. Just jump. Get it over with. Do us all a favor, and thank your entire family for me while you're at it. That last sentence came out like fire through clenched teeth. I couldn't bear to look at his face anymore, that pathetic expression full of blame. That silent accusation of you made me do this. I ended the call, hung up on the live broadcast, closed the door on that suffocating arena of moral judgment. The screen went black. Only my ragged breathing and the thunder of my heartbeat filled the tiny apartment. My palms were slick with cold sweat. I couldn't stop shaking. I stumbled into the bathroom and splashed ice-cold water on my face again and again, trying to wash away the bone-deep chill, the fury, the fear. The next morning, a headline flashed across my phone. Tragedy averted. Heir attempts suicide over love, dramatic fire rescue. No fatal injuries. The 4 words "no fatal injuries" felt like a lifeline. My knees nearly gave out. He survived. Thank God, he didn't die. Because no matter how much I hated him, if he really had, that shadow, that what if, would haunt me forever. Of course, I muttered bitterly at my reflection. Of course it's the childhood sweetheart, both of them completely ******ing insane. The laugh that escaped my lips was colder than tears. That day, I cut off every possible way he could reach me. I blocked every number, filtered emails with his name as a keyword. I even started thinking about moving to a new place altogether. Maybe if I disappeared completely, this madness would finally end. Chapter 8. I thought my harsh words, my absolute rejection, had finally made Elias understand that I meant what I said. But I had underestimated him. Or rather, underestimated the depth of his obsession. What he called love had already burned into something twisted. Not affection, not regret, but a feverish mix of possession and unwillingness to lose. 3 months later, on a gloomy weekend afternoon, I came back from the supermarket. The plastic bags in my hands were heavy, digging into my wrists. Just as I reached the gate of my apartment building, a figure stepped out from the shadows beside the entrance. A figure so familiar it made my skin crawl. Elias. He was shockingly thin, his cheekbones sharp, eyes sunken deep under dark circles. His expensive clothes hung on him in wrinkled disarray. But his eyes burned bright, manic, feverish. He stared at me, motionless. And in that gaze swirled a madness, an obsession teetering between despair and delusion. Eva. I finally found you. The words froze me where I stood. The grocery bag slipped from my hands with a thud. Oranges and apples rolling across the pavement. Elias. How did you find me? What do you want? My voice was sharp, trembling. I took an instinctive step back, hand groping inside my purse for my phone, ready to call the police. Don't be afraid. Eva, please. I won't hurt you. I was wrong. I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have pushed you. But I love you. I don't know what else to do to make you stay. He took a quick step forward, and then, with a dull thud, dropped to his knees. Eva, please don't call the police. Just, let me finish. He looked up at me, those once proud eyes now brimming with tears. I know I was wrong, horribly wrong. I was an idiot, a coward. I shouldn't have let Amelia control me. I shouldn't have hurt you over and over again. I love you, Eva, I really do, down to the bone. He shuffled forward on his knees, grabbing the hem of my jeans with trembling hands. These past 3 months have been hell. Not hearing from you, not seeing you. I thought I was going insane. I tried to forget you, to start over. But I can't. When I close my eyes, it's you. When I open them, it's still you. You're carved into my soul like a brand I can't erase. He began pounding his chest with his fist, the sound heavy, desperate. Eva, look at me. I don't want anything else anymore. The company? To hell with it. My family? I don't care. Amelia? I told her it's over, completely. I only want you. If you'll just come back to me, he said hoarsely, voice trembling. We can leave this place, go somewhere no one knows us. Just the two of us. We'll start over. Eva, please. I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. I'll use my life to prove it. I'll love you. Only you. He knelt there, tears and snot running down his face, his once proud posture crumbling into the dust. Every word he spoke dredged up the fragments of warmth we once shared, fragments I had buried deep under the ruins of his obsession. The clumsy way he'd courted me when we first met. The secret milk tea he used to order for me in college. The way he had chased me across cities after graduation, saying I was his first and only love. All those things that were once real, once tender, now reeked like poison seeping through the cracks, turning the air heavy and suffocating. And yet, it would have been a lie to say I felt nothing. My chest tightened sharply, as though an invisible hand had reached inside and squeezed my heart until it hurt. The ache spread, dull and sour. A ghost of what used to be. Looking at him now, his pitiful desperation, his eyes swollen with pain, and those nostalgic memories shimmering faintly like dust in sunlight. A wave of emotion surged up from somewhere I thought long dead. Pity? Sorrow? Or perhaps that faint ripple, that almost forgotten trace of feeling buried for too long under all the madness? My body went rigid. My lips parted, the cold get lost rising to the tip of my tongue. But for a moment, it caught in my throat. A crack, small, fragile, split through the ice of my resolve. Just a flicker of hesitation, like the first fracture on a frozen lake. And in that exact instant, as my heart faltered, as my mind slipped for the briefest breath, Elias! Chapter 9. Out of nowhere, a flash of white burst from the bushes like a bullet. Amelia. Elias! You don't want me anymore? You'd throw away your family for that bitch? Then what's the point of me living? Her scream was shrill, distorted by rage, despair, and sheer madness. Before Elias could react, before my brain even caught up to what my eyes were seeing, she was already in front of him. Her right hand shot up. In it, a box cutter, the blade gleaming coldly under the weak afternoon light. No. Amelia! Stop! Elias shouted, panic tearing through his voice as he tried to stand. Too late. SSSK. Amelia slashed down with brutal precision, the blade carving deep into the pale flesh of her wrist. It wasn't a cut, it was a gash. Blood didn't flow out. It sprayed, bright red, shockingly vivid, splattering across her white dress, dripping in rhythmic beats onto the gray pavement. The world seemed to freeze. Elias's face, twisted in horror, his mouth open in a silent scream, turned to stone. His eyes bulged as if they would burst from their sockets. He stared at the fountain of blood pulsing from Amelia's wrist like his entire universe had just collapsed. But Amelia didn't even flinch. She shook her arm, scattering drops of blood everywhere. Her face was pale but eerily serene, twisted into a grotesque smile of triumph. Her voice trembled, faint with shock and blood loss. Elias, see? She doesn't love you. She hesitated. She despises you. Only me, only I am willing to bleed for you, to die for you. My blood, my life, they're yours. Her body swayed, color draining from her face. Yet her eyes, wild and bright, locked greedily on Elias. Eyes that wanted to drag him down into hell with her. Aya! Elias's scream shattered the frozen air. It wasn't just horror, it was the howl of a man finally breaking. He sprang up like a cornered animal gone berserk. Not toward me, but toward her. His hands tore through his own hair, yanking it in violent handfuls. Amelia, what the fuck do you want from me? Are you insane? Do you want to kill me? Is that it? Is that what you want? He lunged forward, grabbing her bleeding wrist, pressing hard on the wound to stop the blood. Please, I'm begging you. Amelia, just stop. Let me go. Please let me go. What will it take for you to stop? Do you want me to die in front of you? Huh? Is that what you want? Amelia whimpered in pain but still leaned toward him, her voice faint and delirious. I just want to be with you. Elias, don't leave me. Every drop of blood in my body turned to ice. That tiny flicker of hesitation I'd felt a moment ago, gone, washed away completely by the sight of that gushing blood. By this grotesque theater of obsession, all that remained inside me was an abyssal coldness, a numbness so deep it felt like my soul had left my body. I didn't bend down to pick up the groceries scattered across the pavement. With stiff, trembling fingers, I pulled out my phone, dialed the police. Then I turned around. No running, no screaming, just walking, slow, mechanical steps toward the building's cold metal gate. The sensor light blinked green. The door slid open silently. I stepped inside. Didn't look back. Didn't watch as those two star-crossed lovers writhed and screamed in their shared pool of blood. Behind me, the heavy gate slid shut, sealing off the stench of blood, the shrill screams, and everything else that still belonged to that madness. I drew a deep breath, but instead of air, it felt like I was swallowing shards of glass. My body trembled uncontrollably, not just from fear, from exhaustion, the kind that empties you out from the inside, the kind that comes from staring straight into the face of human insanity, and realizing how bottomless it truly is. Chapter 10. The police and ambulance came. They took Amelia and a shattered Elias away. The property manager, pale and trembling, came to ask what had happened. I brushed him off with a few words. Just an unstable stranger causing trouble. And like that, the world seemed to slide back into order. Calm, deceptive, temporary. But I knew this peace was only a pause, a surface that could shatter at any time. If Elias found me once, he could find me again. And Amelia, the wound on her wrist, that deep gash where bone had gleamed white, it would become another shackle around Elias's neck. And a new weapon for her madness. They were two vines tangled around each other, poisonous and unbreakable, choking everything in their path. And I was just the unfortunate one caught in their thorns. True fear doesn't come from the flash of a blade, or the sight of blood spurting in the air. It comes from the knowing that you've been marked by someone who will never stop. That your life no longer belongs entirely to you. They didn't fear death, or perhaps death was simply their favorite weapon. And I, the coward who cherished life too much, was the perfect prey. Every night for days, I woke up screaming from nightmares. Sometimes I saw Elias swaying on the rooftop, about to fall. Sometimes I saw Amelia's blood gushing endlessly from her wrist. Sometimes, both of them lunged toward me, faces twisted, voices shrieking, "Why don't you love me? Why won't you let us be together?" Exhaustion, not the kind that sleep could cure, but a weight pressing down from inside my chest, smothering every breath. Should I call the police? Report him for harassment? Threats? Yes, I could, but proof? This kind of emotional entanglement, half love, half insanity, slipped too easily through the cracks of the law. And if I pushed too hard, he might snap completely. He might retaliate. He might really die and drag me down with him. Run away again? Change cities? Abandon the job I'd fought so hard to secure? Live like a rat, darting from shadows, afraid of every noise? Why should I? The thought came quietly, born from exhaustion, from terror, from the endless looping fear of what was to come. Maybe the only way to end this curse was not to fight it, but to surrender, on my terms, not to violence, but to their madness, to their logic. I sat before my computer, fingers hovering over the mouse, in the endless scroll of blacklisted contacts. I found the name Elias. My chest rose and fell in a long, shuddering breath. I opened a blank document. The cursor blinked on the white screen. Steady, cold, like my own heartbeat. What should I say? Accuse him? Condemn him? No, I'd done that already. It only fueled his rage. Beg him? Show weakness? Appeal to pity? No, that would feed his illusion, make him believe I still cared. No, I needed precision, a single strike, a message that would make him stop chasing me. Forever. I thought of his parents in that hospital corridor. Of the way he'd looked at Amelia when she was rolled out of the ER. Relieved, tender, guilty. Of the countless times he'd run to her, leaving me behind. Of the way he'd called me cruel while holding her bleeding wrist. Of his face, half insane with love, standing on the edge of a rooftop. Then, clarity, sharp as lightning. I knew what would pierce straight through his heart. My fingers began to move, slowly at first, then faster, as if releasing months of pain and bitterness through the keys. Elias. This letter isn't weakness. It's not regret. It's a plea for freedom, for both of us. Let me go, the way you should let yourself go. I blocked you. I hid. I ran. I screamed cruel words just to make you stop. I thought you'd understand that it was over, completely over, that there was no way back. But you turned your life, your death, into a weapon. You've become a thorn in my flesh. I can't remove you. I can't touch you. You're just there, hurting me, hurting yourself. I'm tired, Elias. So tired that even hatred feels heavy now. There's nothing left in me, only fear. I'm afraid of your love. I'm afraid of your recklessness. Afraid of what you might do next, something even crazier, even more irreversible. Afraid you'll drag me, or Amelia, down into hell with you. So I'm begging you, for the sake of those few fleeting moments of happiness we once had, for the sake of the simple peace I still long for, please, let me go. Stop searching for me. Stop threatening me. Stop calling your obsession love. Because now, in my eyes, you've become exactly what Amelia was to you. You once begged her to let you go. Now I'm begging you the same. Let me go. I'm not your salvation. I'm not your lifeline. I'm just an ordinary person, forced to the edge of a cliff by you, and by that same mad girl you could never cut loose. For the sake of the life we both claim to cherish, let me go. From now on, may the mountains be high, the rivers long, and may we find our own separate peace. Eva. When I typed the last word, my fingers fell limp on the keyboard. No anger, no grief, just the hollow, desolate quiet that comes after a storm. The sent notification blinked. I blocked his number again immediately. Then, silence. No reply full of hysteria. No calls from strange numbers. No shadow standing under my window. 1 day, 2 days, 3, a week. The southern city had entered its rainy season. Endless drizzle tapping on glass. The air thick with humidity and faint mold. Work, home, meals, sleep. Life flattened into a calm so absolute. It was almost lifeless, as if that entire blood-stained nightmare had dissolved into memory. And just when I started to believe that my letter hadn't reached him, that maybe even words had no power to pierce his madness, a text arrived. No name, no punctuation, just one short sentence from an unfamiliar number. Got your letter. Take care. And nothing more. He understood. At least, he understood that one sentence. The sharpest, coldest truth of all. The way you saw Amelia is the way I see you now.